Hello guys, so this video will be finding out how to solve the Rubik's Cube faster, the 2 by 2. So let's jump right into it. Let's start. So tip number one, as we always usually do, it's preferred not to always go for the white. Sometimes it's faster to do it with other colors. So looking at it here, we have two white pieces, but this has to come here to join with this red. So we can find better colors which will go on, which we can solve faster. For example, um, this one is looks a bit confusing, but as you see, this blue and this blue are pretty much one turn away from getting solved. So you move this up and this white would have to come here, if I'm not wrong. So this has to come here and this has to come here, which is pretty fast to do. So doing it fast would be like this, and you just do one turn like this, and then you do this, which might seem like a lot of turns, but when you're doing it a bunch more fast, it would feel faster basically. So the idea is to not always go for white, but for any color which is more easily solvable and more solvable fast. Tip number two would be, if you're using the normal method to solve, always confusing these colors would be kind of an ordeal, because you would have to check for this corner, because if you have two, then you'd be wasting your time doing the algorithm. So essentially doing it fast would be, for example, if there is a green on top, you'd know that it has to fix like this, so visually it's more easier to find. So for example, even if the cube was like this, what you'd want to do is find what color it is, turn it so that it comes between these colors, and then quickly check for one color each. And when you find that it's perfect, then you just go with this. So basically matching one corner should be easier this way, because it's easier to do with at the top. And then once these are solved, the faster method to do the formula here is to use your fingers instead of doing like this, which takes a lot of time. You'd want to hold your cube in such a way that your thumb is on top here, thumb is here, and you're holding it like this, so that your ring finger is doing the D. So R prime, D is done by the ring finger, and then R, and then this ring finger does the D prime. So you do this, you do a lot of practice here, and you'd find that it's a lot faster than doing whole motions basically. Always using fingers would make your cube movement faster. So even when you're just solving, like say, the first layer, you'd want to use your fingers a lot. So you like doing stuff like these and practicing these formulas with finger movements is would be a faster way to do it. For example, just solving the cube here would be finding a good little spot. When if you can't find a good little method to solve, then there is really no worries, you can just go with the white. But here that white was pretty good, and this goes like this and this goes like this, and then we've got the yellow again. So matching these two, we find that it's not solved actually. So you just do one turn and do this, and now it's solved. And you just have fun with this formula, and it's solved. So that's how it's easier to make the solving process faster. But if you would want, if once you're like kind of familiar with this, the best way to level up your speed is learning CFOP. Once you learn that if from this is the beginning method of solving cube, but once you go into CFOP, then things go a lot more faster, and it becomes a lot more easier to solve the cube. I am not completely well versed yet, but looking at how I'd solve this would be, see, this is a nice little thing. So see, there is blue and white here, but there is yellow and green here, so we know that these two are actually in the right spot. So all we have to do is match the others, which are here and here. And then doing CFOP would be I think this is the formula. I'm not even sure. Okay, that is the formula. See, there is supposed to be another step in between. One step got skipped, but that's still solves the cube pretty fast, right? So the next method would be to learn CFOP. I will be putting a tutorial for that soon as well. So yeah. So these are the tips I've gathered over the years of solving the cube, on solving the 2 by 2 base here. So if you guys want to learn any cube specifically one-on-one, do ping me in Instagram. I'm happy to help and happy to join. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye. See you next time.